Hi guys, and welcome back to another Premier League prediction video. Last time out, only 6 games were played. We got no scores correct, however. We had a pretty poor week. I only think we got 1 result right. 5 of the results were wrong, so not a good week for predictions at all. Hoping to get better here though. Now before we get into the video, I just want to say a massive thank you. I've hit 100 subscribers. Very happy to get over this first milestone and hoping that I can attract more viewers, more subscribers to this channel and continue to grow, because I've been really happy with the way the channel's been growing. And in the summer there's going to be a lot of different things coming about, because obviously there won't be predictions anymore. But yeah, massive thank you to everyone, and make sure to like this video and continue subscribing as well. I really appreciate it. Let's get into the predictions. And starting off with a massive match in the top 4 race. Arsenal take on Man United. Now Arsenal, they had lost 3 in a row, but then they went and beat Chelsea 4-2 away. Massive win for them. Not only did they get one over on their London rivals, they also have helped themselves out massively in that top 4 race. So a very big win for them. Man United, they've lost 2 out of their last 3 against Everton, and then they lost 4-0 to Liverpool. Now losing to Liverpool, fair enough, but Liverpool v Man United has always been such a big fixture where anything can happen. This season, Liverpool have beaten Man United 9-0 on aggregate. So Man United have been nowhere near it. Probably been it has really been their worst season for a long time. They have just announced that the Ajax boss, Erik ten Hag, is going to join them in the summer. So they're taking positive steps. I'd imagine Ralf Rangnick will then go upstairs to become director of football or something along those lines, as that's what he was in Russia. It's going to be interesting for Man United, see if they can get in the Champions League for Erik ten Hag's new season, but I don't think they will. And the issue is, if they lose this game, they're 6 points off the top 4 with only 4 games remaining. So I think Man United aren't going to get top 4, because I'm going for Arsenal to win 3-1. Leicester take on Villa next. And Leicester, they drew 1-1 with Everton in their last match. Villa have lost 4 in a row and lost their last game 4-0 against Tottenham. However, I did watch that game, and in the first half they were probably the better team, created a lot of chances, but they just couldn't score. And Tottenham have clinical attackers, Kane, Son, Kulusevski as well. They're brilliant front three, and they punished Villa. This one, Leicester are good at home, to be honest, not great away, but they are very strong at home, so I'm going to go Leicester to win 2-1. Now the next match is very important at both ends of the table. However, I think the outcome is very predictable. Man City take on Watford. Now Man City beat Brighton 3-0 in their last match, and that put them back on top spot, 1 point above Liverpool. Watford, they've lost 3 in a row, lost 5 out of their last 6, and I don't see them getting anything here. I'm going to go Man City to win 3-0. Norwich take on Newcastle next. And Norwich, they won 2-0 against Burnley, but then lost 3-2 against Man United to a Ronaldo hat-trick. And they were 2-0 down, but they pulled it back to 2-2, and then Ronaldo scored a free kick to win it. Quite a shame for Norwich. I think they are down now. The point deficit is very big, and I just don't think they've got enough time or quality to do much about it. They're playing a Newcastle side that have won 3 games in a row. However, they were all at home, and they've actually lost 3 away games in a row. The latest was 5-1 against Spurs. So although Newcastle are in good form at the moment, they're not in good away form. So I'm very, very torn on this. I was very tempted to go all out on a risky Norwich win, but I've came to the conclusion that is too much of a risk and it's a lot to ask for. So I'm going down the middle, 1-1. Now the next game I'm really looking forward to. Brentford taking on Spurs. And the Christian Eriksen effect is definitely real. Brentford won 3 in a row, won 5 out of their last 6, and that's seen them rise up the table into 12th spot. They beat Watford 2-1 in their last game, showed a lot of spirit, scored the winner in the last minute, and realistically, they've got a good chance of getting a top half finish in their first Premier League season, which would be a massive achievement. And I know Sheffield United had a brilliant first season and then a terrible second one, but I just don't see this Brentford team being the same because they do actually have some quality players. No disrespect to the Sheffield United team, but I feel like they were a good team, but if they were ever in trouble, there was no one to really drag them out of it. Whereas this Brentford team have some very, very good players that I wouldn't be surprised if in the summer bigger clubs came after them. Brentford are playing against Spurs, and Spurs, they'd won 4 in a row. And then they had a little slip up, losing 1-0 to Brighton. And I'm not sure now, I was so certain that Spurs were in such good form that they were just going to claim that 4th spot, and the top 4 battle was going to be over before the, final sort of game or 2 of the season. But with Spurs losing, Arsenal beating Chelsea in their last match, it's going to be really tight between those two. For this one, this may be a bit of a big shout, and you may think, why the hell are you going for this? I see goals, and I see a draw, so I'm going to go 2-2. Brighton take on Southampton next, and this is about as on the beach as you can get. Brighton, their last 3 matches have all been away against Spurs, Arsenal and Man City. So you'd expect no points, maybe 1. Well, they've managed to get 6. They've beaten Spurs and Arsenal before losing 3-0 to Man City. So a very good few last weeks for Brighton. They're playing a Southampton side that beat Arsenal 1-0, but then lost 2-0 to Burnley. And Southampton haven't really been at it for a while now. I think that one against Southampton was just a bit of a blip. Everything sort of went right that game, but they've really been struggling as of late. Brighton, however, don't seem to score much. Southampton haven't been scoring much either. So I'm going to go low scoring, Brighton win 1-0. Next up, Burnley take on Wolves. And Burnley, since Sean Dyche's departure, they drew 1-1 with West Ham, then beat Southampton 2-0. So they're giving it a very good fight against relegation. And it's going to be very tight between them and Everton by the end of the season. Wolves, they are quite inconsistent at the moment. Out of their last 6 games, won 3, lost 3. They did lose their last one 1-0 against Newcastle, but they are a very good away side. So I'm going to go for Burnley's little new manager bounce to continue, but not collect all the points. 1-1. Chelsea take on West Ham now. And Chelsea, they lost their last game 4-2 against Arsenal. Something I really wasn't expecting. And in all competitions, they've lost 3 home games in a row, which hasn't happened for a long time. West Ham, they drew their last game 1-1 with Burnley. And if you cast your mind back to near the start of the season, West Ham won this fixture 3-2. It was a very, very big result for them. And they have beaten quite a few of the top clubs this season. But I just think Chelsea are going to get back on it. West Ham are in a bit of a slump. I don't really know, because they drew their last game with Burnley. I think they lost the one before that. So West Ham aren't in the best form that they've been this season, I guess. Because they were very good at the start, and they've went off it a bit, but they do have the ability to just get back on it straight away. Don't forget, they knocked Lyon out of the Europa League to reach the semi-final now, and they've got Frankfurt in the next round, so they've got a chance of getting to the Europa League final. They are a very good side. However, on this occasion, I'm going to back Chelsea to go back to making Stamford Bridge a fortress. So Chelsea to win 2-1. Next up, one of the biggest Merseyside derbies really in recent history that I can remember. Liverpool taking on Everton. And this match is massive at both ends of the table. Liverpool, 1 point off the top, won 4-0 against Man United in their last match. And in that match, Alisson completed more passes than Man United's midfield. The first 3 goals, each of Liverpool's front 3 scored and each of them assisted. So this attack is about as fluid as you can get. They all understand each other. It is ridiculous, Liverpool's attack. I actually think that all of Liverpool's attacking front 3 would get into Man City's squad as the front 3. That's how crazy it is. So Liverpool are really, really going for this title. And although people say they've got harder fixtures, part of me feels like Man City have been a bit more vulnerable and have shown that they can slip up, whereas Liverpool are in imperious form. Everton, they really haven't got a go in this season, but their last 2 fixtures, they did manage to beat Man United and draw with Leicester, so 4 points, very good for them, and has helped them out in the fight against relegation. But they are awful away. They've only won 1 match all season, 6 points away. And it's not looking good. I think Everton are going to make this match as difficult as they can for Liverpool. And I either think Liverpool are going to score early and absolutely annihilate Everton, and we could see 4+. Or Everton are going to hang in there till, late in the second half, and then Liverpool are going to breach them finally and probably get a couple. And that's what I'm going to go with. The latter, Liverpool to win 2-0. And finally, Palace take on Leeds. Now Palace lost 2 in a row, but they were both away. They're home in this match, and their last 2 home results have been a 0-0 draw with Man City and a 3-0 win against Arsenal. So at home, Palace are just different. They are very strong at home, although there are a lot of draws in there. They're a hard side to beat. Leeds, they're unbeaten in 4, winning 3 of those. Their last one was a 3-0 win against Watford, which was massive in their fight against relegation. And you've got to think now, Leeds are probably 4 or 5 points off being guaranteed safety. I haven't done the maths or looked at it, but just by what Everton can get to, or Burnley, I think Leeds are going to need about 35 points realistically, but they'd want to hit about 38 to guarantee safety. For this one, I'm going to go with that Palace home form at the moment, because although Leeds are unbeaten, the quality of teams that Palace have been taking points off at home recently are a lot better than Leeds, which is why I'm going to go Palace to win 2-1. So, those are my predictions for these Premier League fixtures. Let me know down in the comments what your predictions are. Please like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Premier League content. And don't forget, I'm very happy to have hit 100 subscribers, but we want to keep pushing on. So I want to try and get to 110 by the end of April. That would be very good. I think there's 2 more rounds by the end of April. So if we could get to 110, I'd really appreciate it.